Hey friends, welcome to episode number 42 of It'll Be Fine, we're still a socially distant baking food chat show. I'm your friend Kelly Zemnikas. I hope you're doing okay today, guys. I send you love. The world, we're dealing with stuff. We're dealing with a lot of stuff. But you know what I love about food? It brings people together. You break bread together, you share stories about your culture. I think that's amazing. So I'm grateful you are here today. You are here to come bake with us some orange cake. What is orange cake? It's got oranges. It's cake. Yeah. But you know what's super special about today? We are using a cookbook that is near and dear to my heart because it's the very first cookbook I ever got back in like 1987. The Little Cooks. It's a UNICEF cookbook. My sister Debbie gave this to me when I was a kid, and I still have the little post-its in it. I made cucumber salad a lot. And what we're doing today is a dish from Portugal. Let me just find it here. Here we go. Orange cake. That's what we're doing. So I'm baking today with a very, very funny Toronto comedian and a guy I love dearly. Jordan Trafford is on the show. I'm so glad he is baking with me via the interwebs. I'm really excited to introduce you guys to him and to get started on some orange cake. And on today's show, we are offering some love, offering some attention to Beauty to the Streets. It's an LA-based initiative that is helping make the day better as best they can for the homeless folks in LA who, they give out stuff like things that I take for granted, you take for granted, hand soap, shampoo, maybe a bit of blush, but they're making life as good as it can be for folks in LA who are on the streets. So if you can give them some time today, I would appreciate it, as they would. So settle in, guys. We're gonna make some cake and it's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, so here's what you're going to need to make the orange cake today. Alrighty. We are going to need flour, plain flour. I have all-purpose. So, does that include, this could screw things up. Ooh, this is going to be an adventure, guys. It's going to be an adventure. We also need sugar. It just says sugar, so we're going with granulated. It calls for castor sugar, and both Jordan and I had to look that up. It's icing sugar, powdered sugar. You are going to need some unsalted butter, please and thank you. You will need baking powder. We're going with magic, poudre, magic. Oranges, baby, 2, medium size. I'm gonna count this as a large. I'm gonna consult with Jordan. If he says this looks medium, I have another one at the ready. You're gonna need 4 eggs, please. We are going to be separating these. We're gonna use the yolk for one thing and the whites for the other. We also need water. Got that on tap, as we do, and that's it. We don't need kosher salt for this one. So I continue to have massive amounts of kosher salt, if you need any.
Oh,
Is recording.
oh my God.
Watch.
I've done this before.
What is that plant beside you? Do you have some greenery going on?
Yeah, I have a little bit of a vine plant on my wall.
Love it. Oh, that's
Yeah, it's pretty long. Believe it or not, some sections of that plant are actually like 20 feet long.
I'm not able to do that with the laptop, but right behind the laptop on one of my little side tables, I've got a vine that is just, if anybody needs cuttings, just give me a holler.
Oh no, I'm the same way. I won't trim it. Like it's so strange. This plant I have, like it in the middle of this 20 feet, like 10 feet in, it's dead, and like just the leaves have fallen off. But then 10 feet down that line, it's beautiful. Like I'll show you.
That's crazy. Let's take a tour. Oh yeah,
See?
I see.
So it goes quite a ways, but it's like it's totally dead.
Cool.
See that? This is even like climbing my cork board and like just completely dead up there.
Man. Wow.
Anyway,
That's so
we've been
cool.
together for a while.
I love that. I like the old Honest Ed sign on your wall.
Oh yeah, I got a couple.
That's pretty awesome. I do miss, for anyone who never, oh nice. For anyone watching who never went to Honest Ed's or who had the privilege of going there, it was like an amusement park of discount items. There was just everything. I don't know about you, Jordan, but every time I went to Honest Ed's, I got lost. I never left the same way.
As a kid, I did. I feel like there was a crossover floor that I was like, what? What's going on? Am I walking across a bridge? Like, where am I even going? Yeah, it was a huge store. I love that place.
Oh, I miss it so much. It was such a prominent. I'll try to find a picture to show during scenes here on the show. But it was such a prominent landscape in Toronto. I miss it. I totally miss it. So for our orange cake today, I'm so excited we're baking with my very first cookbook.
That's so cool.
I got this in 1987.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's the year after I was born.
That was the year you were born? Oh my God.
Well, I'm born in 86.
Oh my gosh. So this book, you were 1 year old when I got this book. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Well, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cake. It works.
It's a cake, exactly. Now, I don't know about you, what you're baking in, but I got this bundt pan for Christmas that I have not used yet, so I'm going to make mine as a bundt cake.
Cool. I have I looked at the recipe, and it's a 20 centimeter pan. I have to say I'm quite pleased with it being metric, but at the same time, not so pleased with having to convert this so many times, grams, milliliters, all this stuff, ounces. It's out of control. But I have
I have my cheat sheet of what we're supposed to measure, because like even the oven, you set your oven to 200 degrees Celsius. Like, fine, I get it. We're Canadian, but whatever. Okay.
I have a spring foam pan. Is that good, do you think? Yeah. 2 centimeters too big.
Oh, I think it'll be fine. I mean, I'm doing bundt. Who knows if this is going to work?
It's going to have to. It will be fine, as they say.
It will have to be fine. All right. So our first step is to take our eggs and separate the white from the yolk, because we're going to use the whites for one thing and the yolks for another. So we'll do that.
I've got this set up so I can kind of keep face.
Super. Excellent.
Okay. Potentially even show you what I'm doing.
That's fine. All right. So what we're going to be doing in a few moments is actually heading to the old KitchenAid. So put the egg whites in the bowl that you're going to take to the KitchenAid. What we'll do for the moment is put the egg whites near the, when you're ready, we'll put those near the KitchenAid. And
I got one more, Kelly, that's it.
Hurry.
Okay. You know, I'm not very good at it, but I'll try.
Okay. Got the egg yolks there. Perfect.
Done. I broke 2 egg yolks, by the way. Just throwing that out.
One, so what you can do. Yeah. It happens. It happens.
Okay. Washing the hands.
Yes. Yeah, you always want to do that with the eggs and the salmonella. Although I learned recently that the egg shell is really the one to be careful of. That carries the most salmonella, is in the eggshell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, George Rivard pointed that out on his episode. We did an upside down cake, And George was like, yeah, it's the eggshell that carries the most germs. So, I mean, still wash your hands when you use eggs, but it's the shell.
Wow, how about that?
There you go. Like,
So the outside of the egg is the most dangerous part.
who knew?
That's crazy. Showing its ugliest face.
All right, what we are doing next is we are adding our butter, which should be softened. And I have done that, as you have. And we're going to whisk it in with the egg yolk. That's going to be the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
With this, I don't know about you, but I have the tiniest kitchen.
I've got a very tiny kitchen. High
It's a
five
downtown
tiny
thing
kitchen.
for sure. Yeah.
High five.
Careful. Don't swing too far. You might knock something over. Yeah, this mixing thing I got is super overkill, but I borrowed it. Yeah, I don't know if you've gone through this, but my grandmother is moved into a home, so she had to kind of downsize, and then we ended up just getting all the stuff. Some of it we're keeping, and some of it we're just tossing around. But now I have this thing, so yeah, no, I'm using it. So perfect timing.
I arrived at the right time. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do, I know folks at home can see this, but you can't really without my pouring it. But we're mixing the butter and the egg yolks together. Doing that.
Okay.
Because remember, we're using a cookbook here that's for children. So as two grown adults, we should be able to figure this out.
Be careful. Careful. I'm barely an adult. Barely take pride in that. Some of the worst years of my life, the adulthood, you know?
Oh, you go through dips. Yeah, you go through your dips. Yeah, that's for sure.
Very true.
I found my 20s were rocky. The 20s were rocky. But
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody says they're supposed to be so great.
I just dropped my whisk, damn it. You know what? I was really grateful to be out of my 20s, I'm going to say. I mean,
Really?
a ton of good things happened in my 20s. I'm not going to lie. I had some really great years and some really shite years. And then it kind of found more balance in my 30s. So, I don't know. That's what happened. I just dropped egg on my foot.
Oh, your 20s all over again.
Next thing we are going to do is add the caster sugar, which is also known as powdered sugar or icing sugar.
Gee, you know how much difficulty I had with this?
Really?
Really? So when I Googled caster sugar, it said also known as powdered sugar, and I was like, huh. And all I could find was icing sugar. I'm like, huh, no caster sugar or powdered sugar. Never did it dawn on me that it could have a third name. What a disaster. But I got the icing sugar because I talked to a person at No Frills.
Nice.
Did I tell him the whole story? Yes, I did.
I love it. It's one of those weird things, like the first time I heard the term powdered sugar, I had to consult a baker friend of mine because I was like, all I can find is icing sugar. She's like, it's the same thing.
What did we do before Google? We just had to ask Jeeves and friends.
Oh, man. Jeeves. I wonder every now and then how Jeeves is doing, you know?
Yeah, he's probably sick and tired of answering that question.
I feel like Jeeves and Clippy are hanging out at a bar somewhere. Remember
Who's
Microsoft Clippy? Microsoft used to have this thing called Clippy, and he'd pop up, and I'm assuming, I don't know if
I remember. Okay.
but Clippy would pop up and be like, hey, can I help you with this? So I feel like Clippy and Jeeves are just somewhere, just like, you know, hanging.
They're retired.
Yeah.
They put in their time. Okay, so you have all this measured out. I just have the recipe open and a screenshot on my phone is what I have. But how much icing sugar do we need?
So
200 grams.
For that, we need 1 1/3 cup.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, so I've got my
1 1/3.
measurements.
4/3.
Yeah. So a third is less than a fourth, or is more than a fourth, and less than a half.
Fractions.
If anyone needs to know.
We're in.
All right.
Okay.
So we're adding this to the mixture that, correct, yes. So we're adding this to the mixture that has the butter and the eggs.
Yep. Are we adding this like in a specific way, like while it's mixing, or?
It doesn't say to sift. It doesn't say to add it in batches. I'm just putting it all together and then mixing.
Okay.
Living on the edge.
Excellent.
As you do. Now, how has isolation, quarantine, being away from comedy been for you? Are you enjoying the break? Are you doing online shows?
I'm just gonna turn the mixing down because it's loud.
Yeah.
The quarantine for me has been pretty good. I find myself, I'm not so good at hanging out by myself.
Yeah.
Because I already live. It sucks because I live alone.
Yeah, me too.
So it's been kind of difficult because after work I would be going to comedy very often. Like a minimum 2 times a week. So when I wasn't working and there was no comedy, it was like, oh my gosh, now it's just me and my stupid thoughts all the time. And I could barely handle them before when I had, a very busy schedule. So for me, it was a little bit difficult, but something that I thought was a good task to be able to kind of go through some of these thoughts and get over that hump and say, okay, I can manage.
So this is what the egg and the butter and the icing sugar should look like mixed together. Are you a kid who ate raw cookie dough as a child?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did too.
My mother approved.
I don't know if you notice now on products, but it says do not eat the raw cookie dough.
What? I
turned out fine. I did that all the time.
You know what? I agree. I think you should. Do it anyway.
For me, I gotta say, like, raw cookie dough, that is a go-to for a broken heart. Just gnawing down on some raw cookie dough.
Yeah.
Like, it's the
absolutely.
best.
I don't even know if you can fix a broken heart without it.
I wouldn't want to try. So.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to try. All right. There.
I'm having a hell of a time sifting this flour, I'll tell you that. This is not going too smooth. Look, I got a straight up disaster going on
Let's
here.
see what's happening. Yeah, fair enough.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's a mess.
Anyway, that's what's happening. So I've got about nothing in here. You can tell. There's a whole bunch. But I got a whole bag, so we'll get it eventually.
Exactly. It's going to be fine. The name of the show works for a lot of things. All right. So I'm going to just move ahead of you slightly and mix this together.
I'm finding knocking the side of this thing is the best.
Yes.
So I'm catching up.
Yeah. Adding flour, adding sieved flour is not something that I see often in recipes, but it does happen every now and then. They ask you to do that before you mix it. So now what we're going to need to do is whisk the egg whites until they are stiff. We're peeking! Peeks!
You know what I did for the first time ever during quarantine is I soaked beans. You ever soaked beans and cooked them?
I got some beans in the cupboard. I haven't done it yet. I don't do that very often.
It's quite time consuming. So I don't know if I'd ever do it again, but I did make a point of saying, I'm doing this with my hands. I'm soaking them overnight. I'm boiling them for an hour and 15 minutes, letting them cool, and then making a salad.
You know what?
And they're just a little stiffer. That's it.
You know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to soak beans. You've inspired me. I'm going to do a bean dip. That's what I'm doing.
You know what? Try it out. You can make them your own texture.
Yeah.
They're not always mushy. You can make them, I don't know, they're nice. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah. No, you know what? I'm going to do that. because I
Why
have
not?
2 bags of beans. So
Yeah.
why not? I've got like a kitchen. I don't know how your kitchen is, but I've got stuff in the kitchen that I can just open the cupboards and like MacGyver. You know, like what can I put with what? Are
Yeah.
you that kind of a cook at home or?
Um, I can be, but usually with my MacGyvering, it's focused around what I need to eat now. Like, I don't like throwing away food, so I'm like, it doesn't necessarily have to go together for any other reason that it won't get thrown away tomorrow, you know? Like, if I don't eat it today, I'm not eating it tomorrow. So we're having carrots and eggs today. Not cooked, but, you know, stuff like this.
How are your egg whites doing?
Oh my.
You getting there?
You're looking like foam.
Yeah, it's getting foamy. Okay, so keep going. So take your stiff peaks, and we're going to fold it into the cake batter. Okay.
Okay.
The batter I have here and the stiff peaks, and fold it in, mix it in with the oranges. Okay.
Okay. I'm not done with the oranges yet.
That's okay. What you can do is stop with the oranges for a second, fold in the egg whites, then we'll go back to the oranges.
Okay.
All right.
Do you think that I should do, because I got 2 bowls now.
So you want, so I don't know if you can see this here. So you want to mix in the egg white to the batter.
Okay.
Okay. So
I was going to do it the opposite way, or mix the batter into the egg white. If I needed the mixing bowl again.
Yeah, do that then. Yeah.
Because are we gonna like mix it again, or just fold it over?
So what we're going to be doing is folding it and then adding it to the pan we're baking in. So if you're going to mix it in with the egg whites, that's cool too.
I got it.
Yeah.
This is almost like meringue.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely bake this and make some fun meringue cookies, you know?
So just fold it
fun
in.
meringue cookies. Alrighty.
Baking is so crazy.
It's a bit, yeah. I'll just wait here for you. The recipe in the cookbook says pour the mixture into a fun shape. So I feel like I picked a fun shape.
Yeah. Fun and bunt are almost the same word. They're so close. I like spring form pan. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's true. It is. This cake, by the way, is going to bake for 45 minutes, but every single oven in the planet is different. So you might notice your nose is like, oh, after 35, it smells baked. My basic point is, once it goes in the oven, don't venture too far. Just keep an eye on it, but don't bake it for more than 45 minutes at just under 400 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, friends. So I've just messaged Jordan. He's getting his cake out of the oven. Mine's done. I'm going to be honest. Getting a cake out of a bundt pan, that was not easy. That was not easy at all. Okay, here's what it looks like. Ta-da!
Oh, you know what? I wasn't supposed to drink that juice.
No. You need it for the cake.
I know. So what happened was I juiced both oranges, and I was like, I'm just going to juice one orange, and I'm going to drink that with some Perrier. So I did, and then I'm reading the recipe at the same time.
Jordan.
Kelly, I need you around to babysit 100% of the time.
Yeah, clearly.
Clearly. You have to hold my hand. At first it was the flour, not adding it to the egg whites. Now I'm drinking the ingredients of a cake.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so I ended up juicing half a grapefruit I had kicking around.
Okay, well.
So that's going to be the substitute. So I have an orange and a half a grapefruit. So
okay, cool.
we're going to make it work.
Okay. Sounds good. We're just using sugar, water, and orange juice. Fresh from the orange. All right.
I like how simple this thing, like the ingredients list is, and also the recipe. It's very simple.
It's wonderful. I mean, it is a book written for children, so it's very easy peasy. But as a grown up, I love the fact that we're making this. This is
Yeah, it works. It works super well for me. Okay, we're T minus 5 seconds here.
alrighty.
I'm putting this in.
All right.
That's the one. Off. Cool. Light off in the oven. I have a significant amount of juice anyway, so I was pretty impressed with how much juice.
Oh, perfect. All right.
So we add this. I'm gonna whisk it because I'm committed to whisking things. I don't know why.
One thing I want to go over for the friends who are watching, how long did you bake your cake for? I only did my cake for about 30, 35, 37 minutes. It wasn't the full 45.
37 on the nose.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as we said, every oven works differently. So Jordan and I didn't need the 45 that was required. How's it going for you?
It's just about to start.
Nice.
I'm kind of doing like a circular thing.
Nice.
This seems like it's just gonna saturate it.
Yeah, I think it's just going to make my least favorite word in the world, moist. Yes. That's the cake's looking. I don't know if you can see here. It's looking nice and lovely and light and fluffy.
Yeah, it looks great.
Smells so good. Ooh, I just had an idea. You know what would be like a really awesome glaze to do for this? Like some orange and bourbon.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that goes.
that'd be good.
That's mine.
Ooh, nice. Oh, I love it. Yes.
Yeah, it looks good.
Nice spongy.
Still warm too.
Yep. All right. We ready to tuck in?
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, bon appetit.
Thank you.
Mmm. Winner.
This is delicious.
This is yes. Oh,
It almost tastes like cornbread.
totally.
Yeah.
It totally does. Yeah. And I love my cornbread.
Wow, this is delicious.
Oh man.
I like my neighbor so much. I was thinking, like, I can't make something good without showing it off in the neighborhood. I don't know if that's a single person thing, but if it's good, I'm ready to give it away to the neighbors for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you're going to see a post in a few days seeing if anybody wants cake.
Yeah. Good.
Oh man, this is so spongy and sweet. And like the glaze is perfect. It gives you just enough like oomph,
I wonder if I think it's going to cool to be a nice flavor too.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is lovely eating warm cake. That is not something I get very often.
And this was very easy to make, I gotta say.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
Yeah, right.
I mean, once you remembered the flour.
If you put in all the ingredients, Kelly, it's amazing what you can get accomplished.
It'll be fine.